Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Meg, and today we're going to be playing with the Bella Beaute Bar Dark Dreamscape palette. Oh my gosh, look at it. I'm so freaking excited. I've had this in my hands for a little bit, but just with my inability to get stuff kind of filmed a bit more frequently, it has sort of just been sitting there collecting dust, and I just cannot wait any longer. I have to dig into this. So if you want to see what look I create, then keep on watching. All right, so here it is. I'm sure you guys have all seen the inside many times over, but I just wanted to show it on here. Look at this absolutely stunning artwork. I just, of course, fell in love with it right away. And then here is the inside color story. So beautiful. I love these tones. I feel like they really play well off of the Ocean Jewel palette, and I'm pretty sure I've heard other people talk about that, how the palette color stories really pair well together. But yeah, we're gonna dig into this one today, and then I would love to one day try combining those two. Side note, just all the talk I've had about, like, you know, creating artwork like out of the packaging. I'm so mad that I must have just like not really thought about it and taken the sleeve off and recycled it. And this would have been such beautiful artwork. Oh my god, I'm so mad. Anyways, whatever. I guess you should not do things impulsively. While I quickly go over some brief information, I'll insert some swatches. I'm not going to get into too much. I bought mine off of ifeelbeautiful.ca. No surprise there. It retails on there for $111 Canadian, and currently is still available on their site. It's a mix of, so this is a pink and purple teal palette with pops of orange features, multi-chromes, orange features, multi-chromes, holochromes, and a shimmer and buttery mattes. And then just like paraben-free, vegan and cruelty-free magnetic palette, and shelf life after opening 12 months, and made in the PRC. So hopefully that gives you some base information. You know, like I said, you know, this palette's been out for a little bit now. Not like old by any means, but it's definitely not the newest palette out kind of in the beauty community. So I'm sure, you know, you may have already seen quite a bit of content around it, but I of course just wanted to have my own take on it, and dig in and play. So without further ado, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit closer and we'll get started creating a look. All right, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to dig into this. I don't even feel like on camera, at least from what I'm seeing the monitor, I don't even feel like it does the color story of this justice. It is like very heavy in like the purples, and then going into blue a bit, and then like you can see it's got like some pop of orange in that, like it said in the description. But I'm totally fine with that. I'm here for like purples anytime. I think I want to do, like, it's going to be sort of a halo eye, but I think I want to kind of play with the inner and outer corner a little bit. And I think we're going to kind of definitely like dive into like the dark blue, maybe add some purples to blend out. And then I definitely somehow have to include, I don't know if it's going to show up as well, but this Night Terror shimmer here, along possibly with one or two of the other ones as well. But yeah, I want to get into that. I don't know why I'm going like blank with my mind. It's been a long week. I'm gonna jump in first with the deep blue I was kind of pointing at, I think a moment ago there, called Void. And just grab that on. Do I want to do that? You know what? Before I kind of do the detail of like the inner and outer corner, at least on the inside, I think I'm just gonna grab a small, sorry, it took me a minute to figure out where the brush I wanted to use was. So grabbing something just like a small kind of fluffy brush, we're gonna dip that into that Void shade. And I'm just gonna start tapping this on the inner and outer corner. Stunning shade as expected. And I'm gonna do out here too. I'm just gonna be a bit careful right in the outer corner here, because just like with what I want to do, I want to make sure I don't accidentally blow this out too much. So with just this laid down so far, I'm going to switch over to like a little angled brush. And we'll start with the outer corner first. And I'm not necessarily like trying to create a wing, but I just kind of want to have a bit of a gap between, like I want to kind of create a bit of a line gap between the upper part and then what I'll put on the lower lash, whether it's more void or it's another shade. I just want there to be a bit of space. And I guess you know, it'll end up kind of causing a bit of wing on top, which is fine. And then on the inside, I kind of want to do the same thing. I want to have a bit of it coming out on the top. Hopefully I can get that off without it staining everywhere. That's why you always tap your brush off. So I have like that there, and then when we do whatever on the bottom, I'm gonna like make sure that I'm leaving a little bit of space there as well. And then I'm just gonna like fill this in a bit so there's not any weird gaps. Hopefully. It's not really like wanting to lay down in this one spot well. It's probably my eyes, but it's being a little bit, even out here too. Shade's just being a little bit patchy, so could be my eyes, could be the shade. Hard to say. All right, and then I want to jump into this kind of medium deep purple, more on the dark side, I guess, called Nightmare Realm. And I'm just gonna jump in with a small blending brush and just kind of go on the edge a bit. You don't want to bring this up too much higher than where we have the blue, because I think we're going to have to go in with like a few shades to really create like a gradient that I want. And I'm okay if that kind of comes in on the inside a bit more. All right, and then we're gonna pop into this lighter purple Portal with another small blending brush. And just placing that now on the edge of the other one. Mostly just placing down. If you watched my videos before, you should know by now, like be used to it by now, that I tend to mostly like lay shades down and then we'll go in and finesse the blend and like depth of other stuff later. And now I'm kind of like also like fully connecting it across as well. All right, and then now trying to lighten that up more, we're gonna go in with this kind of like lavender / periwinkle kind of shade called Coexist. It's just one of the lighter shades in the palette. And just start blending around that other shade. And like, so obviously like we have to like finesse it more, but like you can already see like just going in with all the different shades, like the gradient that you can get. All right, I can't resist jumping into some shimmers. So I've already placed NYX glitter glue on my lid. And I think I was kind of toying with what I wanted to do. I think I'm going to go for it, and I want to use Vecna, which is like this beautiful, like reddy but purple, but I don't know how to describe it, shade. It's really gorgeous. And then I really want to go in with Night Terror, which is kind of like this like frosty pink, but it also seems to have this like sort of orangey kind of coral undertone. At least that's the vibe I'm getting. So I'm going to go in with Vecna first. Pick that up on the same brush that I used to apply NYX glitter glue, and I'm going to place that on the outside part. And then also on the inner part here. I don't know if I'm just like not laying it down well enough with the brush. I'll try with my finger. I think it's also just like with the shift and like the other deep shades, it's kind of hard to tell where everything is. All right, and then I'm going to go in just actually with my finger to that Night Terror shade, and we're going to put that all over the center. I want this to actually be like the prominent shimmer. I just thought we needed maybe something dark to kind of go in to help meld everything, but I love that Vecna shade. It's nothing against the shade. I just think for the look I have going on, I probably could have skipped right over doing that. So we'll repeat it on the other eye just so it's consistent, but yeah. And I am tapping it quite far, like in and out. One, to just get a nice like dispersal of the shade as it like fades out, but also like that void shade, like again, like I'm not 100% set on the fact that like it's the shade in general, but it's just been like really, really patchy for me. So I just don't necessarily like I want to kind of cover it up with the shimmer. So that's what I'm going for with that. Like how that worked out. There's so many other shimmers in here I cannot wait to get down with. All right, I'm going to do the lower lash. I thought I might go like continue with like Void down there, but I just don't really want to mess with that shade anymore right now. So I'm going to go back into Nightmare Realm, which was like the deep purple. And like you can possibly tell, I've laid down some black eyeliner already, and we're just going to lay this down along the lash line. I've sort of given up as to like what I was going to do on the inner corner. I'm still going to try to accomplish it on the outer corner, but I'm just sort of a bit angry with like the mess that is like my inner corner in that right now. So I just don't feel like messing around with it. There we go. Just sort of that typical like kind of double wing moment. And then I'm gonna jump into that Portal shade, which was that like kind of brighter mid-tone purple. I'm really kind of just gonna like blow this out because like my inner corners kind of turned into a bit of a hot mess with like fallout and all that kind of stuff. So we're just gonna go with it. Have some fun. And then we're just going to take a tinge of Coexist, which was the lightest shade we used on top, just to kind of go under all that. I don't do like this blown out of a lower lash too often anymore, and I'm starting to wonder why, because I kind of like that I'm putting purple into like my eye bag area. I'm here for it. All right, and then I think I'm just gonna take, there's not like a shade that's lighter than Night Terror from what I can tell, and I don't necessarily want to pull Inception, or do I? Let me just put on my pinky and no, I don't want to pull Inception in because it's still a little deeper than I want. So I'm going to go into my Blend Bunny Noctilucent palette and I'm going to dip into Far Out, which has kind of got like a bit of a purpley pinky tone to it. So I think it'll go with this color story well. Just pull that on my pinky and tap that there and just like really just let it drag out on the lower lash. Sweet. I'm gonna finish off the details of the look. Really essentially I might add some gems, I'm not sure. I'm going to add a little like liner here, but like one, it's gonna take 2 seconds, and two, I just can't really do that stuff easily on camera anyways. Put a lash on, put lips on, go from there, come back and show you the finished look all together. So be right back in a second for you. All right, here is the finished look. I really love how this turned out. I had so much fun creating this look. Definitely got a little bit more involved with this one than I have with some of my other looks recently, so it was just fun really kind of pushing myself. You know, there were some hiccups along the way. You know, absolutely adoring this palette, adoring the color story. Jury's still kind of out on this Void shade. I absolutely love the tone, but it was being really temperamental for me with being patchy and the fallout and everything like that. So I don't know, I'm gonna have to play around with it more. Ended up having to go a lot kind of like grungier on like the inner corner and lower lash just to kind of make up for that. But you know what, you roll with it, you kind of see what you need to fix, how you can fix something, and that's sometimes, unfortunately, makeup application doesn't always just go as planned. But I'm still happy that we got to kind of do this like outer corner. So like I said, I was gonna add some liner, and I did. I went in with the BC Beauty Retro Liner in Pink Velvet. This is one of like my OG ones that I have from them, and I absolutely adore it. And then I stuck some gems in there too, because I just thought a little extra detail would be fun. Lashes are the Kiss Lash Couture. Sorry, I got rid of the packaging, like aside from like the base, in the style Plunge. I really like these in the style Chemise. They're just a lot of fun. I think like they're their XL Lash Couture, but sorry, I don't know where I put the box. And then on the lips for the combo, I went in with, of course, one of my all-time favorite combos right now, and that is the Unearthly Cosmetics lip liner in Vamp, and then the Black Moon Cosmetics lipstick in Bones. I absolutely adore this shade. It's just like the perfect I'm dead neutral. And I just kind of went back and forth until I had a gradient that I liked with this, where it was enough of the lip liner, and then also lightened it up quite a bit and really let this shade come through. But yeah, that's the look. That's my first time using this one. So far, as much as I like really love this, I adore the color story, I'm like bonkers over the packaging, I don't know yet if it's like my favorite. I do have also the Coalescence palette and the Smoky Glam palettes. I've had both of those for a little while now. Coalescence since it came out, Smoky Glam since I ordered Ocean Jewel and Unoriginal Nudes, and I haven't had a chance to play with those yet. So I think like once I round up and kind of caught up on the Bella Beaute bar palettes I have, it might be fun to come back on here and do a bit of like a ranking or revisiting on all the palettes just to see like where stuff lies. I really do like this one, but I don't know if it's like my favorite. But like they just all have such like so many like banger palettes that, you know, it's so hard. Like none of them are duds. Like, so it's like where, like, you know, where do you even rank that kind of stuff? Anyways, we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I had a lot of fun creating this. As you can see, I changed up the look a bit too. I was wearing a Star Wars shirt and then I just like, this isn't going with the vibe of this look at all. So I changed into just like a cute like little black blouse and then put on some fun like sparkly spider dangle earrings that I think I got. They're either Shein or Temu. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought that they kind of gave it that feel, gave it that vibe. So I went with it. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. I greatly appreciate if you give a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe, stick around for more. I always love it when I see you guys returning to engage and watch more of my content. It just brings me a lot of joy. Like, I have fun. I do this as a creative outlet and a hobby, but it's a lot of fun just getting to share that love for the beauty community and like just like playing with makeup with you guys and like hearing your thoughts, what you're doing, what palettes you're loving, like just all that kind of stuff. Like, you know, I don't really have anyone else to like mostly talk to this stuff about. Like, you know, I don't have anyone else directly in my life who's like really into like makeup or anything like that, or like even kind of knows like what any of these indie brands are. So it's really fun getting to engage with other people that are really enjoying, you know, really enjoy this kind of stuff as well. So anyways, always appreciate you. So I'm gonna stop it there. Again, hope you enjoyed this and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.